cat people, how are you today? I am Catlady Antigoni, and today I'm gonna tell you about 5 palettes of my collection where I have hidden the pan. I think it's quite obvious that I have a quite big palette collection, let's say, so I decided that if I mention all the palettes that I have hidden pan today, it would be a huge video. So I decided to kinda separate it into parts. In this part, the part 1, I'm gonna tell you about palettes that you can still find out there if you're in the market for a new palette. Of course, at this point I would like to tell you that you don't need to buy more palettes, you don't need to buy these palettes because I'm showing them to you. This video is aiming to do quite the opposite. This video is aiming to inspire you to try to hit the pan to the palettes that you already have. So I don't want you to see as an extra excuse to buy more. No. Of course, if you want to buy more, this video is not gonna make you feel guilty on the other hand. So whatever your plans are, please feel nice, take something to eat, take a hot coffee or tea or whatever you're drinking, and I hope that you will enjoy today. And by the way, if you're interested about this makeup that I have on my face, well, I have filmed a tutorial about it. It's the palette review where I'm reviewing this little gem for LH Cosmetics. The palette is called Shimmer Saga, and if I forget to put it down at my description box, just search for Shimmer Saga and you will find it. And without any further ado, let's start with the palettes! The first palette that I'm gonna mention today is from LH Cosmetics, the Daybreak palette. And from this palette, I have hidden the pan in this eyeshadow, which is called Steel, as you can see here. And I have done quite a good progress to this one, which is called Air. And actually, the reason that I have hidden pan there is because I was using this eyeshadow as kinda eyebrow shadow, if this makes any sense to you, because I prefer my brows to be a little bit lighter, but I don't have time to bleach them all the time. So I have found out that if I use this eyeshadow between the hair of my eyebrows, if this is making any sense, it will give the false impression that my eyebrows are actually looking lighter than what they really are. So I'm very happy with what this eyeshadow is doing, and for this reason I have this palette on my desk, and that's why I reach for it quite often, specifically because it has this amazing baby blue color, which is called Air, and I truly love it. Also, this eyeshadow, which is called Inhale, is perfect for inner corners, under the eyebrow area in general. I feel that this palette can do a lot of things, from an everyday makeup to more kind of smoky looks. In general, it's a great palette and the quality is amazing. If you want to see a makeup tutorial about this palette and everything that I'm gonna mention today, to be honest, I think all the palettes, yes, I have already prepared those videos and you can find them if you click at the magnifying glass here at my channel. Just type the name of the palette, in this case Daybreak, and you will find the corresponding videos. The second palette that I'm gonna mention today is a collaboration with a person that I really admire for her skills. I really admire her makeup looks, and of course I couldn't resist buying the Nikki Tutorials X Beauty Bay palette. So I still have it in the box and I will never throw away the box. I mean, it's so perfect. It's black and then you see this amazing palette. Let me open it here for you. And here I have actually hidden 2 pans. First of all, this dark blue right here, which is called Amsterdam. I think that I do not surprise anyone by hitting pan at the blue eyeshadow. I don't think that's a surprise. And secondly, which is a surprise to be honest, is this orange right here, which is called Redemption. And to be honest, I don't know how I did it. I don't use orange colors. I don't like orange as a color that much. So I don't know. I'm quite like, oh my god, what happened here when I hit the pan? All in all, this palette has a very nice quality. I love the color scheme. I love the idea with the 2 mirrors, the magnifying mirror and the normal one. Or did I say them vice versa? Anyway, you got the point here. And although that, for sure, I don't use this palette as much as I used to do, it still has a place in my heart. And you know, sometimes I might forget that I have this palette, but whenever I see it, it makes me feel so happy and so inspired as well. At number 3, I'm gonna tell you about the Swedish indie brand. Well, Gloss Gods, here we are. I think that you have seen this palette a million times here at my channel. This was my favorite palette for 2022, and let me show you how it looks like. I mean, I think you understand why I have hidden 1, 2, 3, 4 pans in this palette. Like, I surpassed myself here. To be honest, it's not that difficult to hit pan in this type of palettes because these shimmers were so buttery, so it was kinda easy. But I wanted to include this palette because I would like you to see it, I would like you to know its existence. It's an amazing palette. It's is it 12? Yes, 12 shimmer palette, 12 specialized shadows, so they can be duochromes, multichromes, just shimmers. It's amazing. A lot of people claim that this palette is a companion palette. According to me, it's not. I can create all shimmer looks. I enjoy doing this every now and then. Of course, it's not my everyday look, the shimmer look, but I really find it stunning. The color combo, amazing. It reminds me of spring so much. Every time that I would like to use like a more fun color combination, I always go to see if this palette has to offer me the colors that I have in my head. And you know, 9 out of 10 times, this is true. It has to offer me something. Now, it might be a little bit unfair for the other palettes, but both the quality, the color combo, the choices of the color are amazing. Like, you need this palette in your life. Well, you don't really need it, but you understand what I'm trying to say here. And you know, I feel that at this point of the video, I don't find it very necessary to mention how good quality all the palettes are, because of course, if I have hidden pans, if I have used them again and again and again, of course they are good quality according to me. Of course they are among my favorites. So if I didn't mention it in any of the palettes that I have already mentioned before, it doesn't mean that they are not good, it means that I don't like repetition, that's all. The next palette that I'm gonna tell you about is again a collaboration palette, this time Evelina Forsell, which is a Swedish English-speaking YouTuber, collaborated with Cosmify, an Italian indie makeup brand, and they created the palette Warpaint. Let me show you the color scheme, if you can see anything, and let me tell you how many pans I have hidden in this palette. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, this is a personal record for me. I enjoyed this palette so much. I mean, you can do a lot of color combinations. I used to use this as a highlighter, this as a kind of bronzer, contouring, stuff like that, something in between anyway. And this was like to give depth to my existing eyeshadows. So that's why I have used this first row a lot. Of course, then we have 2 blues, a pastel blue and a dark blue. I mean, you know me, I cannot really resist using blues, and I found that these two together used to work quite well. And then I have these other two. This is called Statement, a very nice, vibrant, almost neon yellow, which back then when I bought this palette, I didn't have anything else to replace it or to use another type of yellow. All of the others were more kind of like pastel leaning, so when I wanted something very vibrant, I was going to my Warpaint palette and I was taking the Statement eyeshadow, and then this Slime Queen, again the same, it's a neon green. I love to combine neon yellow with neon green, so it was a perfect combination. Of course, the red is almost untouched. I don't like red, this is not a secret by now. And then the pink, which is kind of impressive for me, why I didn't hit a pan at the pink, I don't know, maybe I was more at my blue phase, which is not a phase because I like blue for so many years now. Anyway, I don't know if this palette still impresses me as it used to be, but again, it's a palette with sentimental value to me because I have done a lot of looks and I kinda started my channel when I bought this palette kinda at the same time, so it reminds me how I started and I really love it. And now it's time for the Greek word of the day. Well, I was holding the Warpaint palette and I saw eyeshadow, this deep blue eyeshadow, which is called Bad Decision. And of course I wanted to mention something about blue, so that's why I'm gonna tell you the Greek word for decision. And in Greek we say απόφαση. Say with me, απόφαση. Απόφαση. As always, I'm gonna ask you to try to write a comment down below where you're telling me the word in your own native language or you're using απόφαση in a sentence. I would love to see your creativity there. And last but definitely not least palette for this video, by the way, write down in the comments, do you want to see a part 2 with palettes that are discontinued nowadays? I said that I will do it, but if you're not interested, I will not do it. There is no reason for me to do it. So please write a comment and help me decide, because I'm very bad at decisions. Anyway, back to relevancy, and the last palette for today is the pastels from Beauty Bay. I know what I have said about Beauty Bay and this is not changing, but I have this palette in my collection. I have hidden pans, so why not mentioning it? And also, me having such a bad experience with Beauty Bay and my decision not to buy again from them doesn't mean that I wanna kind of waste their palettes that I already own, and I own quite a lot of products from them, so it is what it is. Anyway, to the palette now. I have hidden 1, 2, 3 pans. This palette is amazing, like I cannot lie to you. This palette is such a pastel dream. I used it so much because it is kinda small in a very positive way. You don't see unnecessary colors, you don't see a million of colors, and I know a lot of times I have said that when I have all the other options that like bigger palettes can give me, this is very inspiring to me, which is true, but this palette I would say is at the opposite side, which is smaller but more handy, according to my opinion, because when you're doing like a more complicated makeup and you have 3-4 palettes on your desk, at least this is what I do. I don't know if I'm the weird here, this is what I'm doing. This palette doesn't take a lot of space, so it is very easy to place it on the desk and work with it, work with colors. I used it quite a lot, this color which is called Daydream, that's what it refers to. I used Daydream as a contour color when I was doing kinda like fairy makeup, mermaid makeup and stuff like that. It's amazing. Same with the Cloud Free, this pastel blue. I mean, you can understand how much I loved both these colors. And let me tell you a secret, if I wanted kinda a more purplish blush, I used to go for Euphoria, that's why it also has a pan, and not as much with Lovesick, because Lovesick is a little bit to the warmer side, which I don't personally prefer, but I have kinda like threw the palette down accidentally. I broke this eyeshadow and I repressed it by myself. It is working, I have no issues, but I think that if this has not happened, I have hidden a pan here as well, but it was small. It was very little, but of course I'm not gonna mention it. And I think I have done quite a good job with the palettes today. Oh, and please don't forget to write down in the comments in which palettes have you hidden pans. And that was it. This was our video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you a lot. Well, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, everywhere. My name is Catlady Antigoni and I will be very happy to see you there. See you next time with a makeup tutorial, and until then, bye!